Honorary Mexican. Mac the Mexican McClung. Welcome to the team, Mac. What a wonderful event that was. Steph versus Sabrina in a 3-point shootout? Are you kidding me? Come on.
It was popping. It had some electricity. There was some buzz on the street for this one, folks.
Anybody has ever made congratulations sound like fuck you.
Favorite part of the quote is he said, I like the scenes.
They broke Kobe Bryant's nose, and he just kept coming.
Adam Silver's like, pause. Is somebody taking notes on this?
Jason.
Yes.
He did it. He fucking did it. Zuri, play the music. Jaime Jaquez, baby, winner of the 2024 NBA dunk contest. I can't believe he fucking won. He won, Jason. What an incredible night.
He won? Okay.
He won.
I think I was watching maybe the alt cast or something.
Were you watching a different feed?
I think I was watching a different feed, maybe. I wish I was watching that. Honestly, I wish I was watching some other feed, any other feed than the feed I was watching.
Zuri, don't cut the music off. Leave it going, Zuri. Just leave it playing the whole time. This is a huge day for the Mexicans. We did it.
It is.
Our first ever NBA dunk contest champion. I'm so happy for Jaime. He did it. He won.
Yeah.
I don't care what any judges say. I don't care what any person says. I don't care what I watched on my television. Jaime won. He's a winner.
After everything Mac McClung has been through, after
Listen,
all the indignities,
I'm making a call right now.
You
Mac
do
McClung,
this to him.
Honorary Mexican. Mac the Mexican McClung. Welcome to the team, Mac. The greatest Mexican dunker, Mac McClung. He did it. I love Mac McClung. I'm so happy for Mac McClung. I wish you would. Somebody sign him. Please sign this man. Please sign this man. We're going to talk more about this. We're going to talk more about this.
We are.
We want to start the show?
Let's do it.
All right, Zuri, you could turn the music off. Let's start the show. From Wondery, I'm Shea Serrano.
I'm Jason Concepcion.
And this is 6 Trophies.
Hello! I'm Jason Concepcion, and welcome to 6 Trophies, a podcast series hosted by myself and Shea Serrano, in which we comb through all the NBA news from the past week and then hand out 6 pop culture-themed trophies for 6 basketball-related activities. This episode, we take you to the frosty fields of Indianapolis for the 2024 All-Star Game. Let's hand out some trophies.
We do 2 sets of trophies, the big trophies and the little trophies. The big trophies are first. These ones are the same every week. First up, the Denzel Washington and Training Day Trophy, given out to whoever it is who had the best overall performance of the week. This week's winners, plural. Winners,
Plural.
we got 2 of them.
Co-winners.
Steph and Sabrina. Congratulations,
That's right.
Steph and Sabrina. Oh my God. What a wonderful event that was. Steph versus Sabrina in a 3-point shootout. Are you kidding me? Come on.
And it was the event that I think everybody agrees, whatever the discussions
Easily.
about it were before,
Easily.
that everybody agrees actually had some pop. It was popping. It had some electricity. There was some buzz on the street for this one, folks. And it delivered. It's totally awesome event. So we saw Sabrina shooting from the NBA line. It would have been cool if she would have made some of those shots in the finals. That's neither here nor there.
I'm glad she did it. I'm glad she did it. Let's go Aces. Let's go Aces.
I'm just saying, as a New York Liberty fan, I would have liked this a
Zuri,
couple
give me an
months
Asia Wilson
earlier.
soundbite somewhere in here. Just find a good one.
You have to take 4 shots. Children take shots of ginger ale, but you got to take 4 shots before you pull up to the parade and drink responsibly.
There you go.
I would have enjoyed some of that like that long range marksmanship a little earlier, but a really, really fun event. And again, something, that rare event that I think everybody agrees was the thing that people are talking about and want to talk about and are talking about in a positive light after this insipid All-Star weekend.
Oh my God. Okay. Yes, this was the first time that the NBA pitted one of their players versus a WNBA player in a head-to-head competition. Curry ends up winning. He outshoots her, scores 29 points in his 3-point round. She had 26. This all came to be because last year she set the all-time record across every league on the planet in the 3-point shootout, where she shot 25 out of 27 for a total of 37 points. Like, what
insane.
What are we talking about? Sabrina opens by making her first 7 shots. I think she hits 9 of the first 10. She finishes with a score of 26, which, oh, by the way, that's the same score Damian Lillard had to win the event, just win the 3-point shootout, the NBA 3-point shootout. Curry goes nuts. He does what Steph Curry does. We're talking about the greatest shooter of all time. This was a wonderful event. It was the most exciting event of the weekend. It was the most fun event. It was the one that drew the most amount of viewers over the course of the weekend broadcast, because you have 2 gigantic stars, is what it was. You had the best shooter in the history of the planet, the best shooter that God has ever created, and Steph Curry on one side. And then you have Sabrina on the other side, who put together last year the highest score anybody had ever put together in a 3-point shootout. So you can argue she's the best shooter in the WNBA if you want to make that point. You've got the 2 biggest stars going against each other, and that's what you're looking for in the All-Star weekend. That's all you want. You want to see the best doing the thing that they're awesome at.
It's really cool. And Steph comes by his support of the women's game naturally. His Cameron Brink, Stanford's Cameron Brink, is like a longtime family friend. I believe they're like god siblings. Like he's her god brother. Yeah.
I like watching Cameron Brink play basketball.
Oh my God.
She's like an avatar. She's out there.
Just stretching everywhere. It's like you look at her stats at the end of the game, and it'll be like 15 points, 15 rebounds, 8 blocks.
Yeah, what happened? What's going on? What's going on, Cameron Brink?
Oh my God. Yeah, and just awesome. And this is exactly the kind of thing that the NBA should build on for future events. Really, really, really cool event. Let's see more integration between the stars of the W and stars of the WNBA and the stars of the NBA. I think that was really awesome.
I was transfixed. Is a good word. I was just so excited to watch it. Again, we'd never seen anything like this. Yeah. They go out there. I can't imagine the pressure you're feeling to do well in that situation, a thing that has never happened before. And you know, if you stink it up, they might never do it again. You gotta show up ready. They both showed up ready. They both did what we needed them to do. I loved it.
I feel a very similar kind of pressure every time I sit down in front of this mic to record this with you. I just know I gotta bring it. I gotta be sharp. I gotta bring it at the highest level.
You gotta bring it, or else they're gonna fire us. We live on the razor's edge, Jason.
Done. We're finished. We're just out there on the street corner.
We have no leeway. Congratulations, Steph and Sabrina. What an awesome event that was. Next trophy, the Lauryn Hill. You might win some, but you just lost one trophy. Given out to the player, team, or person who had the worst performance of the week. This week's winners. Winners again. This week's winner, All-Star Weekend itself. How do we fix it?
Oh, bro.
How do we fix it?
I have the solution. First of all,
you have the solution to fix All-Star Weekend.
Adam Silver, are you listening? Sit down.
Okay.
Wherever you are in your
Buckle up,
office,
Adam.
Close the door. Actually, first get everybody in the C-suite. Have them gather around your Bluetooth speaker in your office and listen to this. First of all, Adam, let me just say this about Dunk specifically. Here's the good news. It's actually a symptom of the league's success. Why aren't star players getting involved in dunk contests? I mean, you saw it in a lot of the comments after All-Star Weekend. Guys don't want to get hurt. Nobody wants to get hurt. People are talking about embarrassment. No, nobody wants to get hurt at the All-Star game. Now, because, Adam, you've been so successful at promoting parity in the league now, we see the most competitive NBA that we've ever seen. Certainly in my lifetime, I've never seen an NBA this competitive, where you have a handful of teams that obviously you have your favorites, but a handful of teams where you could say, I think I could see them winning it, right? More teams in the hunt means more stars looking past All-Star. They're not going to want to do it. They're not going to want to do the All-Star festivities in general, and they're not going to want to do the dunk contest, and they're not going to want to play hard in All-Star weekend. Here's my idea.
What's your idea?
First of all, you get rid of Friday altogether. Just get it out.
My God. Okay.
You get rid of all that stuff.
I'm already out on this plan.
You replace Friday and some of Saturday, which I like to call, with something that I like to call NBA Con. It's like Comic-Con. But
okay, I'm interested. I'm back in.
NBA convention with the legends, with the young stars, with the figures that have been associated with the game and some of its most iconic moments. Because what's the thing that sports fans, NBA fans, general entertainment fans want from the league more than anything? They want NBA stories. Look around, look at social media, look at the podcast. They want the stories. What can the NBA deliver that no other platform can? Access to legends. Isaiah, Bird, MJ, Ewing, Olajuwon, etc. On and on and on. And you tailor the NBA Con for whatever city you have to be in with their iconic moments, their great teams. You have them come in. You have the players that were those players' rivals from back in the day, and you have them have these conversations around all the fun things, the exciting things that happen behind the scenes, all these iconic moments that are associated with whatever city, whatever team. And you program that out. That's Friday and Saturday. A lot of Saturday. Then Saturday, obviously, you keep the 3-point competition because that's the star. You build on the things you have. And then the game itself is cooked. Folks, it's cooked. Let's just admit that the game is cooked. It's completely cooked. And you build up Friday and Saturday with this NBA Con idea in order to kind of take the attention, take the heat off of the actual All-Star game itself. And you build it around all these special events, special conversations with league legends that you're just never going to hear from. I think this is what you do. This is the time to do it. And furthermore, if you do that, if you make the content good, then you don't have this kind of, you don't have some of the weird moments like Kenny Smith, etc., where people are trying to add on to content that's not there. That's my idea, Adam Silver. It's called NBA Con. Call me anytime.
I kind of love it.
Okay.
I kind of love NBA Con because they are already approaching doing a version of that. I don't know if you watched the Indiana Glory TV show.
Larry Bird and
Larry, Isaiah, and Reggie Miller, all who have
it.
ties back to Indiana. And I of course watched it because Reggie's maybe my favorite player of all time. And I was just so excited to sit there and listen to those three guys talk about playing basketball. And maybe you hear like a nugget of a story that you had never heard before. It's really great hearing people talk about a thing that they love. It's especially great hearing people talk about a thing that they love if they were involved in the thing. Like you saw the trailer for the show, Indiana Glory, Reggie, Larry, Isaiah, and you knew at some point they're going to talk about when Larry Bird stole that pass from Isaiah Thomas in the Eastern Conference Final. They're going to talk about that. I'm going to watch them two talk about this iconic moment. I think you're exactly right in putting together something like this. I think that would be so much fun. I would love to watch hours and hours of that on my television. I don't think the All-Star game is cooked. It was bad. I thought, I always had in my head, man, you know what I would love to see? I would love to see a team score 200 points. I would love to see that. And then it happened. And that's like, you know what? I hate it. I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. I think all you just need one person. You need one person to take the lead and play hard defense. One person. That's it.
I get that.
A couple of years ago, they had the Elam ending when it was close at the end. And that was the most exciting All-Star game we'd had in years. If you have one guy go out there and just imagine Drew Holiday is just like picking up Damian Lillard full court. Really, I want to see it. I want to see it.
I get it. And
if you get one guy doing it. You need one guy.
I just think the stakes, the risk reward isn't there. Like one thing that I've heard a lot over the last couple days is this, guys just cared about it. Magic and Larry and MJ, they cared about upholding the standard of the league. If there's one thing that I am sure will not fix this, it is saying to this generation of NBA star, why don't you do it like the old guys did it? Why don't you have pride like MJ? Like that is, guys are gonna be like, okay, like I'm getting ready for the postseason. Like I'm thinking about trying to get a high seed in the playoffs. I'm not like trying to come out here and get like all-star MVP. I just think that whatever it is, there needs to be stakes to it, whether that's world versus NBA, like, right, where they do like Europe versus American stars. That's been floated for a while. I think you've replaced dunk contest with horse. Like if you saw,
they had horse. Horse was terrible. They did it.
I know,
but
awful. I think you do it. I think you just make it like pig. You figure out a way to make it good. Like watching Luka bounce that 3-pointer in from the sideline. Like, did you see that? Or Steph before the Clipper game last week throwing in a full court shot. Like, have these guys do stuff like that. That'll be fun. But you just got to increase the stakes. Does that more money? Like people have floated more money. They give a lot of money away to charity. I don't know that motivates people. But whatever the thing is that will make the All-Star game not be cooked, it's got to be about giving it stakes. Because just saying, have some pride in the All-Star, that's bullshit. That's not going to do anything.
One guy. We need one guy.
Okay.
One guy playing tough defense. You need one guy to get out there. You just need one. If you're listening, we know every NBA player listens to Six Trophies. We know that.
That's right.
We know that.
I mean, we had some major figures in the league.
Major stars lined up to be on the show last week.
That's right.
We know they listen. So if you're listening, just one of you, please, one of you, just pick up somebody full court, give a hard foul, just do it. And if you do it, that's if we're talking about guys don't want to be embarrassed or whatever. Like if you play to the ego, play to the pride, and you
guys
do it,
don't want to get hurt. What's it like? Can you imagine somebody does a hard foul on whoever? They go down and like twist their ankle. They did it to
Kobe. They broke Kobe Bryant's nose, and he just kept coming. It's fine.
I agree. I just think the league's different now. That was like Wade, Kobe, Miami, Lakers, like that was teams that could potentially face off, and there were less teams in contention then. Now it's like everybody's kind of like, I'm kind of in it. I don't want to get hurt. I'm trying to get playoff positioning.
I think I don't know. With the dunk contest, you know what I keep hearing floated around the dunk contest is like we bring in professional dunkers and this and that. I think that's a misread. To me,
I agree.
It feels like a misread because you don't want to because that already exists. You can go watch that. You can watch it right now if you want. If you want to see, and you don't want to see crazy, incredible, miraculous dunks that nobody's ever done before. What you want to see is you want to see your favorite players participating in a thing. That's it. That's all. That's why it was so cool that Jaylen Brown decided to participate. He didn't do great, but nobody made fun of him because he was trying. He was out there trying. If you have stars out there, come on. Hold
on to the next trophy and somebody will make fun of him.
Okay. Okay.
That person will be me.
Okay. Next trophy. The Dominic Toretto. The Dominic Toretto. I live. What's happening right now? The Dominic Toretto, I live my life a quarter mile at a time trophy, given out to whoever it is who made a short-term decision with no regard for future consequence. This week's winner, the dunk contest judges, who got Jaylen Brown to the finals. I did not come up with this category. I didn't come up with the last one. That was Zuri. Jason come up with a winner for this one. Go ahead, Jason.
It was obvious. We understood what was going on, right? The dunk contest has been in a state of crisis for years, ever since Levine and Gordon. Like it's been in a state of crisis. And even that was a blip in a continuing state of crisis that existed before that. And I think it was a bad look. The league considered a bad look that Mac McClung, a G League player, could potentially win the thing. And they need stars in it. Everyone understands they want stars in it. They've been lobbying LeBron James for 20 years to be in the thing. He doesn't want to do it. And it was pretty obvious that they were just like, okay, let's get Jalen in the finals. Let's get him. You got
Who
a
should it have
soft
been?
grade.
Should it have been the Nick? Should have been Toppin?
I don't.
Is that what you want to say?
I mean, Jalen was. Some of those 49s were soft. He did a dunk. He did the same dunk twice and then did it with his left hand. Everybody's like, wow, what? He got a 50 for that? But I don't know who it should have been. I think the whole thing is very, very rough. I think that, like, Mac McClung did a dunk I've never seen before, which is like throw the ball.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
Let go of it, catch it, and then hammer it behind his head. I'd never seen that before. He got a very soft score because, again, I think everybody understands that we need to get stars in this. And I think in doing that, they've probably hurt the effort to get stars in it in general, just by the kind of slapdash showing of the whole thing. There was a Jaylen Brown dunk that we didn't even see.
That was terrible. That was the worst part.
He did it so fast that it was like, wait, the dunk happened?
What happened?
No
They were showing the judges.
And one more thing. We got to have guys that have, like Dominique, obviously, yes, have him on. Gary Payton never dunked in his life. He might have dunked
He threw
once
to a lot
in his
of dunks.
career.
He threw a lot of alleys to a lot of oops.
That's true.
He
At the
played
same
with
time,
one of the
like,
great dunkers. Maybe the
I just
greatest
think-
in-game dunker.
I certainly top 2 in-game dunker of all time. I agree. I just think Gary Payton in general, his what made him great was he was a hater, and I don't think you can have haters as judges. He was like non-dunking haters as judges. I think it's tough. It was great to see Fred Jones, Mitch Richmond, a wonderful player. I just think you can't. We need more enthusiastic, better judges who are going to help guys a little bit more and not just help Jaylen Brown because they want to get a star in there.
You know who I loved as an NBA dunker was Shaq. I thought he was so good. Because he immediately established the rule of if you don't make your first dunk, I'm not giving you a 10. You got to make it on the first try to get a 10, which is super smart. I love that. Bring Shaq back. Get him in there. We do this thing every year. Oh, the dunk contest is over. It's terrible. It's awful. Why couldn't it be like before? There have only been, like, this is the allure of the dunk contest, is most years it's bad. There have only been a few good years. 88.
It's very true.
Incredible.
Yeah.
2000, incredible. Like, that's a 12-year gap. We don't talk about the 93 dunk contest or the 97 dunk contest. Like, we don't, like, it went 88, 2000, 2016. They come every 12 to 16 years.
Yeah, I agree with you. I also think, like, stylistically, we got to get back to just dunk. Just do a through the legs. Do just dunk. No props. I hate dunking over guys.
Dunking over guys. Get it out of here. Get it out of here.
Dunking over guys.
Get it
I've
out
been
of
on
here.
this for a while. Stop it. Not only that, someone's going to get hurt. There's going to be like a spinal injury at some point that happens. And also, if you dunk over a guy and vault off their back, that's like a 10. You can't do that. Don't touch. If you're going to dunk over a guy, then jump over them. Don't vault over them. Out of here. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the judges at any time knew who Kai Cenat was?
Do
you think they know now?
I don't think now either. It's just like, who's that little brother? Whose little brother is that's out there right now? I don't think so. You mentioned briefly. I want to know who your favorite dunkers are, like in game, not dunk contest dunkers. In game, give me your podium.
My podium of in-game dunkers. Vince Carter, I think, is the greatest in-game dunker of all time.
It's got to be Vince at number 1.
Kemp, because of everything about it, the brutality, the swagger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. Then I'm gonna say, watch this, Dwayne Wade.
Watch this. Oh, I love the Dwayne Wade pick. I love this.
Dwayne Wade, because he was, what's he, 6'2", 6'3", and was going over guys with real force.
He was a big game hunter.
He was looking for scalps.
You'd love that trait in a dunker. See somebody under the rim, I'm gonna go get him.
Those are my top 3. What about you?
I also have Vince at number 1. I have Dominique at number 2. I don't think anybody has ever been as destructive while dunking the basketball. Just that two-handed, 2-foot jump, like just all power. Remember when he fucking atomized Larry Bird? If Larry ragdolls in a 360 and then he just sits on the floor. He just sits there. He's like, what the fuck just happened? I got hit by a train.
I know.
Give me Vince. Give me Dominique. It should be Jordan at number 3. Jordan probably should be number 2. But if you're gonna,
Jordan should be right there. Yeah.
But if you're gonna pick Dwayne Wade for your number 3, then we're gonna get a little silly. All right, then let me pick a different number 3.
These are just my favorites. I'm not saying be best. These are just
these
the
are your
guys
favorite.
Yeah,
oh, okay, then that makes it
favorites.
different. Okay, then that makes it different. Yeah. All right. So then in that case, give me Vince Carter, give me Dominique Wilkins, and then I like LeBron doing it.
LeBron has some great ones.
I like when he cocks that thing way back here. Oh my God, you're gonna die. It's awesome. All right, next trophy. The Daniel Plainview, I've abandoned my child. I've abandoned my boy trophy, which is given out to a player or team to temporarily given up on for the week.
I've abandoned my child. I've abandoned my boy.
Yeah, this week's winner felt it. He was saying it. He was saying it.
It was Steve coming out of his ears.
Coming out of his ears like a fucking Acme cartoon, like a Warner Brothers, Looney Tunes, whatever. This week's winner, Adam Silver, delivering the All-Star Game trophy. What an incredible. Jason, will you give us some we're just gonna go straight into the clip.
I want to hear the clip first.
Thank you, Ernie. But first of all, to the city of Indianapolis, thank you for the fantastic hospitality. To Herb Simon, he's owned this team for 41 years, the longest standing governor in NBA history. Thank you very much, and to your son, Steve, as well. And to the Eastern Conference All-Stars.
Oh, God.
You scored the most points. Well, congratulations.
He was so mad. He was so disappointed and mad. Well, congratulations.
It was East 211, West 186, the highest scoring All-Star game ever. First time the All-Star game has crossed the 200-point mark. Previous record was 196 points by the West in 2016. And listen, again, I think Adam has to frame this as a positive. I think you got to look at it positively. One, who doesn't love scoring? We love scoring. It's great. I love scoring. Some of the the 2-man weave, or it wasn't even a weave. They just ran straight down the court between Luka and Jokic was fun. There were fun moments, and I think you need to look at it positively. Because so many teams are in the hunt for the title. A lot of teams are looking to not get injured, not play hard, and put on an entertaining show the best that they can under those circumstances. But man, I was actually my jaw actually fell open. I thought this was kind of shocking to be on camera, live camera, going out around the world to be like, could you guys play a little defense? What the fuck? I told everybody this was going to be a great and competitive. I've been saying it's going to be. I think we're going to be getting a competitive game, and then you guys do me like this. Is that you do me?
It was tough. He felt so betrayed. He was so hurt. He was so mad. He was so mad. Zuri, can you play it again? Just the East.
Thank you for the fantastic hospitality. To Herb Simon, he's owned this team for 41 years.
This is maybe the best soundbite of the year.
Very much into your son's
For me,
team
it's the pause.
well.
It's the pause.
There's so much in there.
Eastern Conference All-Stars. You scored the most points. Well,
Hold.
congratulations.
Hold. That's the most anybody has ever made congratulations sound like fuck you. That's what the subtext was not even subtext. Listen,
Adam, you're encountering something that a lot of workplaces are encountering, which is you're a workplace. This is work. This is a job, and this is extracurricular activities. This is like if we had a holiday party and Shea and I got mad because people weren't really trying at the trivia game or something. Like, you know what I mean? Come on, man.
How about this, Jason? They did $500,000 per winner in the in-season tournament. You're on the winning team, you get a $5,000 bonus. Similar thing here, $1 million to each winning player. The losing team gets nothing. Nothing.
I like that idea has been floated, and I like that. I do think that the league is, on a serious note, is concerned about the optics of like guys on huge contracts. Now you got to give them more money. I think it would work, and I think like to build on my previous point, this is a work event, so why not pay guys? I think that would work. I think the league would love to figure out another incentive that doesn't include just like dropping cat. What about like cars or something?
Okay.
Like
what about
expenses paid trip to like Cabo for the entire franchise or something, or like a team?
What about this? Controversial here.
Okay.
What about this? Each team, for the duration of All-Star Weekend, each team has like a designated, like a puppy, right? This is you know how they do the puppy bowl with the Super Bowl, that thing?
Puppy bowl.
Okay,
yeah.
So each side has a team, like whatever. The West has a French bulldog puppy, adorable. Look at that cute little puppy. The East has a golden retriever puppy, whatever. Every time there's like a big event, the puppy's there. He's got a little East jersey. East All-Star jersey on, West All-Star jersey. They teach you little tricks, whatever. It's at the game. Right? Sitting over by the bench. And then the losing team, that puppy gets kicked.
Wow.
Don't let your puppy get kicked.
That, I think, would work.
That would work. We just
What about this? Okay. What about this?
Okay.
You take all the coaches of all the players that are involved in the All-Star game and you put them on a dunk tank, sitting like above water, cold, frigid water. Maybe you can think about a shark in there. I don't know the local laws. Maybe you can't
Piranhas.
do that. And then the team that loses, all the coaches get dunked in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
What about their kids? And you could put their kids in there too.
Put the kids in
The
there.
coaches and their families.
Holding puppies.
Holding puppies over a dunk tank filled with sharks.
Now we're talking.
Adam Silver is like, pause. Is somebody taking notes on this right now?
We pitched that idea to Adam Silver, and he's like, I want to say thank you, and also, well, congratulations. Boom, we did it. We did it. Next trophy. This week's winner, Kenny Smith. Come on, Kenny. Kenny,
listen. So Kenny Smith, during the extremely highly touted and very exciting Steph Curry versus Sabrina Ionescu 3-point shooting contest, was just, he made various comments that I think everyone agrees kind of sullied the competition about whether Sabrina should have shot from the women's line or the men's line, which I don't actually understand why. What's the argument for why she should have shot from that line?
So he went on Stephen A.'s show and clarified this bit where he was explaining what he was trying to relay. His point he was trying to relay was that basketball largely, when you're shooting, is muscle memory. You're used to shooting from a certain distance, right? You're used to shoot. If you shoot a 15-foot bank shot, like Tim Duncan loved, if he goes to 16 or 17 feet, or 13 or 14 feet, the results vary.
I love that he went on Stephen A. and just mansplained us about how shooting works.
Yeah.
And then but continue. Okay.
So
when you change distances, you have to change. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that was his. That's how he tried to clarify it. That's what he said. The point he was trying to make was that it's muscle memory, and that Sabrina shooting from a foot back, give or take, created a slight unfair advantage for Steph because he was shooting from where he was normally shooting from. That's the point he was trying to make. I don't think it worked. I don't think it worked. It sounded.
I don't think it did.
Yeah, no. It wasn't awesome.
Yeah, it was like, listen, there's a million ways you can have a bad take on this. And I think one of them, which we just saw, is like, hey, let's make it easier for her so she can compete. Like, and she's very sure she could do it, so let her do it. It's very, very strange and bad overall comment. And I think, one of the things I was trying to say is with an event like this being, it's like a meal, and the actual show that you're watching is like the main course. But when the main course is not that good, then you have to do stuff around it to try and make it seem good. And so there was just a lot of like treading water in ways that were just tedious. Man, I watched the Altcast for a little. Did you watch the Altcast? Do you think it's weird that I think it's weird that Draymond as an active player is commenting on guys he plays against, and then they're asking him his like opinion about like players who are playing in the game that he is competing against during the season as an active, like he's talking about he's got like a platform to basically criticize his coworkers as a member of the broadcast. It's so weird to me.
I didn't hate that part. I thought that was, I want to hear Draymond talk. I want to hear NBA players talk about NBA players. I want to hear like the part of All-Star Weekend that I do enjoy. I do enjoy that part. I just thought it was so strange sitting there watching Steph and Sabrina. You watch Sabrina ring up 26 points, which again, that's the highest anybody who wasn't Steph Curry shot that night. Nobody beat 26. That's the score that Damian Lillard got to win the competition. You watch Sabrina do that and you're like, she should shoot from closer. No, that's not the takeaway. The takeaway is that you ran into the greatest shooter in the history of the world. Like you got beat. That's all that it was. You got beat by the greatest to ever do it. Oh, by the way, scored as much as the person who won the 3-point contest without Steph Curry in it. Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about here? That was
Kenny
bad.
seemed chastened, didn't he? Like when Sunday rolled around and the Sunday coverage rolled around, he was uncharacteristically quiet for a lot of that telecast.
Because Reggie was on his ass immediately.
Reggie was
immediately
cooking him. Reggie was absolutely cooking him. And of course, Reggie coming from a basketball family in which you could say for most of his life, his sister Cheryl was the best player in the family,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So is a vigorous defender of women's basketball.
I loved Reggie.
Reggie was on his ass.
Reggie was great. You had that. You had Charles Barkley advocating against homeless people. The unhoused community. Like, what is going on? What are we doing right now? I don't like it. I don't like it.
What was that about? There's nothing. I love Charles. I think he's so entertaining, and the fact that he just says shit is part of the charm of that show. At the same time, like people with like multiple houses criticizing the homeless is a tough look. I think. Yeah. Personally, I think that's a very tough look.
Hey, sometimes you have a bad game.
That's true.
Some of our favorites had some bad games. Next trophy. The Step Brothers Catalina Wine Mixer Trophy. Give it out to the thing we're most excited about for the upcoming week. This week's winner, Jason, it's here. The stretch run of the season, baby. We did it. We made it past the All-Star break. The playoffs are in sight. They're right there. They're so close. It's the stretch run. I love this part. I loved it. This is like, all right, everybody lock the fuck in. It's time to get serious. It's time to get serious.
And I'm excited because my team is in it in a real way. Like
in a real way,
if
the
they
Knicks
can
are
get
back,
healthy,
baby.
Currently sitting at 4-33-22. If they can, and look, listen, the East and the West are just struggles right now for playoff positioning. I can't wait to see what happens down the stretch when we needed this break to get healthy. And I hope we continue to get healthy. What's your thing you're really looking forward to as we head down the stretch?
Immediately, I'm excited about this Bucks Sixers game we have this weekend. which is like, all right, here we go. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's real now. We're past the All-Star break. It's real now. These
guys
ones
are back from Cabo, hopefully, in Doc's case. So hopefully people are going to be playing hard.
Immediately, I'm excited about that. Long term, I'm excited to see what happens with these young teams that are playing really well. How do the Timberwolves hold up over the last 18 games of the season and then into the playoffs? How do the Thunder hold up? Those are the two we've talked a bunch about them, but also the Cavs. Like, are the Cavs going to sneak up and cause some trouble for somebody? Do the Celtics finally win it all this year? Can the Nuggets go back to back? It seems like every team has a really interesting story. You just mentioned the Bucks and Doc Rivers, and can they put the pieces together? Can the Knicks? Can they get a little bit of magic sprinkled on them by the universe? Like, there's so many little things. But of all of those, I'm really excited about the young teams. I'm really excited about watching them do what I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea what it looks like for them. I have no idea.
Yeah, this stretch run and into the playoffs obviously is going to be the time where you see what you have. This is the period of the season that reveals for real what a team is made of, where you stand. Everybody's playing hard. Everybody wants it. Everybody's playing with nagging injuries. Everybody's gearing up to really try and take out whatever team they're facing. And they're looking towards the playoffs. And now you're going to find out. I'm intrigued by the Warriors, who I have deemed a cooked product, suddenly finding some stuff down
they're doing
here,
that,
like
the
in the
two
last
timelines lineup, which is really like
last couple of weeks, really showing you something. The Lakers showing you something. I'm like intrigued about, to your point, these young teams, particularly in the West, Wolves and Thunder at the top of the West. How good are they? Can they play Can they play disciplined on both sides of the ball? And what's going to happen if you see Lakers and Warriors sneak into the play-in or anywhere near the bottom of the playoffs, and then all of a sudden you've got these young teams, either the Timberwolves or the Thunder or whoever, have to play one of those veteran squads? Whoa, that's going to be a really cool test. That's the kind of stuff I'm really looking forward to. And I'm sure that the league broadcast partners also are very excited about the prospect of the Lakers or Warriors sneaking into the playoffs.
You know whose name we didn't mention? I want to make sure we say his name before we get into the little trophies. Is my boy Wemby. My boy Wemby participates in the skills challenge. He gets teamed up. He's on the number one picks team.
There it is.
It's him. It's Paolo.
I was worried.
It's him. Yeah. It's Paolo. It's Ant. And then they're doing their competition, and Ant decides to shoot his shots left-handed, just for fun.
That was crazy. Yeah.
And they end up they lose every single competition that they're in. And then afterward, they ask Wemby about it, and he's like, "Yeah, people wanted to have fun, but winning is fun." And I was like, "Oh yes, Wemby, yes." And that's where we are now in the season. Now this is no longer like this is
winning time now.
It's winning time. You can't put it off anymore.
It's winning time.
You're going to be serious or you're not. You're going to be a threat or you're not. You're going to be scary or you're not. That's it. There's no more. Right. There's no more playing. All of this stuff that everybody hated about All-Star Weekend, it all gets inverted, and now the stakes are real, and we're there. We're right there. It's coming, baby. Let's do the little trophies. You want to do the little trophies?
Let's do it.
These ones change each week and are situation specific. They're for the smaller storylines that we want to mention but don't need to get all the way into. My first little trophy, the Matthew McConaughey and Tropic Thunder Please Don't Fire Me trophy.
Please don't fire me.
This is to Brandon P. of the Golden State Warriors, who, when asked what 4 players he'd put on his all-time Mount Rushmore, he said, "Give me Steph, give me Clay, give me Draymond and Chris Paul." 4 of his current teammates. That's a smart play. Brandon, you're a genius.
Smart.
Yeah, that's as smart as it gets, Brandon.
Office politics at its best.
At its best. Give me the 4 guys that I got.
Absolute best.
give me my 4 that I'm on the team with right now. What it made me like Brandon so much more. Everybody else was like Jordan,
smart guy,
Kobe, whoever, Wilt, and he was like, nope. Draymond Green and Chris. Smart play. Smart play, Brandon. I respect it.
My first little trophy is the dilemmas. No matter what I do, all I think about is you trophy.
No matter what I do, all I think about is you.
To the guy who asked KD about how he slips into DMs. Play the clip.
Who gave this guy a mic? Say that again?
You're trying to slide in somebody's DMs. What's your line?
Hi. Shit.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
He's Kevin Durant. He doesn't need a line.
What are we doing? Come on.
Do you remember
a little decorum, please, for the event? Let's uphold the standard of the event, as we've been saying, as many have been saying. Come on.
Do you remember the guy who was going around asking questions as like an old-timey news reporter?
Yeah.
That guy was great. That guy was really, really funny.
And by the way, if we do NBA Con, you're going to see more of this. Although I think this is not quite the right thing for this particular. Sorry, go on.
I saw Kelly Rowland one time. When I was living in Houston, I was at a crawfish place, and she was so nice. She came in, she ordered her food, she sat down, and then everybody who went over there to go talk to her, she'd take a picture and have a little conversation with them. She seemed like a very nice person. I didn't go talk to her, but everybody who else did seemed like they were having a good time. Shout out Kelly Rowland. Great song also. My next little trophy, the Troy Bolton in High School Musical 3, It's Time to Turn It Up, Game On trophy. They were going hard in High School Musical 3, which is why Anthony Edwards, who wins this trophy, said he wants to be in a remake of High School Musical. And I say, do it. Do it, Anthony Edwards. Go be in High School Musical. It made me happy to think about a young Anthony Edwards watching High School Musical. Just like, yes, I love this.
My favorite part of the quote is he said, I like the scenes.
Yeah. I wrote a whole movie book, movies and other things, and that's pretty much all that I wrote in there was I like this scene.
I like the scenes.
I like the scene. I'm right there with you, Anthony Edwards. I am right there with you, sir.
My second little trophy is the Office Space. It's a problem of a motivation trophy, too.
It's a problem of motivation, all right? Now, if I work my ass off and Initech ships a few extra units, I don't see
This is
another
such a good
dime.
movie.
So where's the motivation?
Such a good movie.
To Glenn Doc Rivers, who my guy has been on an absolute heater of iconic, legendary quotes of late. First, after a embarrassing loss to the Grizzlies, who had like multiple guys on 10-day contracts and they lost to that team, said the now legendary turn of phrase, we had some guys here, we had some guys in Cabo. And then at All-Star, when asked about taking the Bucks job and the difficulty of that particular situation, said, quote, taking a job when you're about to go on the toughest road trip of the season is not the smartest decision. I even told them that. Can we wait till All-Star break? You know, it would have been a lot nicer. In other words, let Adrian just twist. Like, let him just hang out there. I can go golfing, come in after All-Star, boom. He does the tough road trip. I come in easy stretch of the season, baby. Doc Rivers. It's a question of motivation. What an icon.
My last little trophy, the Juggernaut in Deadpool, I'm going to rip you in half now trophy.
I'm gonna rip you in half now.
That is such a Juggernaut thing to say.
To Micah Parsons, who absolutely dominated the celebrity game. Turns out you take the best defensive end in football and put him on a basketball court, he's gonna do okay. He's gonna do okay.
Nobody's looking to check that guy.
He was like 2000, 2001, 2002 Shaq. Just like you couldn't do anything with him. He was too big, too strong, too fast, too talented. Micah Parsons, what a king.
My final little trophy is the Tyler Durden in Fight Club. I want you to do me a favor trophy, too.
I want you to do me a favor.
Yeah, sure.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
To the Lakers for this incredible story put up on ESPN.com by Adrian Wojnarowski and Ramona Shelburne that the Warriors made a bid for LeBron James at the deadline. Now, why is this a favor? Because first of all, this is newsworthy. This is really interesting that there are calls regarding the Warriors trying to acquire LeBron James, but it's also some of the best back scratching you've ever seen. What happens here? What is going on here? One, you proved to everybody after a tumultuous lead up to the trade deadline with LeBron doing lots of passive aggressive things that actually no. The Warrior, we told LeBron, hey, if you want to go talk to the Warriors about what's going on, go talk to them. And then LeBron said, no, I want to be a Laker. What does that prove? It proves the Lakers, true to their brand, are a superstar-friendly team who are going to let superstars do what they want to do, but also that superstars, when given the choice, still want to play for the Lakers. And what else do? You throw a little grease, a little tear gas grenade at the Warriors, who you're kind of jostling for playoff play-in positioning right now. Throw a little chemistry bomb over there and say, "Hey, look, we were trying to who is gonna potentially move out of here in a LeBron James deal." It's just a wonderful, wonderful little back scratch and an interesting story. I enjoyed it.
We did it again, Jason.
Another
perfect episode.
Fantastic.
We are.
Do they get better than this?
I don't think they do. As voted on by the public, they do not.
That's
the
right.
award-winning 6 trophies. We close every episode at the award-winning 6 trophies just by saying the names of underappreciated old basketball players with no context at all, while the theme music carries us out. Zuri, will you play the theme music, please? I'm Shea Serrano. That's Jason Concepcion. Producer Zuri in the shadow making the noises. Do not kick puppies. It was a joke.
Don't do that.
See y'all next week. Greg Ballard.
Ooh. Ira Bowman.
Charles Davis.
Khalid El Amin.
Rick Mahorn.
Mateen Cleaves.
Oh, Mateen. Joe Kapicki.
Wow. Oh. Eddie Gill.
Tom McMillan.
The dancing man himself, Mark Madsen.
Yes, the Mad Dog.